Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. I'm finally getting around to making the 2019 vinyl tag video. Uh, I've heard some of you guys talking about apologize for being late and you're slow doing it. Well, I'm even later than you guys, so uh, anyway, better late than never. So anyway, here I am going to get after it. First question. Best find of 2018. I'm going to show two because one of them is a value great find, and the other one is just one I've been wanting to get and finally found a good copy with some stuff to it. So the first one value wise was this original Bo Diddley. I got this for $3 at an estate sale. And it's just in great shape. I just couldn't believe my luck when I ran into that. But Bo Diddley is one of them. And the other, you'll think, well, what's the big deal about this one? And it's Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd. Does have the inner sleeve and everything with it. In real good shape. Cover's a little worn, but I mean, it's not bad. But the one thing that was kind of neat about this one, it also had the postcard. So I was glad to pick that one up with the postcard. So I thought that was kind of neat. I've never seen the postcard with any of them. So like I said, that to me that was a major find. Shout outs. I understand the deal behind the shout outs. The problem I have with shout out, I'm afraid I'm going to miss somebody. If I don't mention somebody, it's not that I don't like you, don't watch your videos, don't care for you. It's just, this is the direction I'm going with these shout outs. First ones are some of the newer people that I've been watching that has come on. Some of them have come on strong. Beth over at B-Side Records, great channel, big into the movie soundtracks and stuff. Melinda Murphy, she's got a great channel. Good classic rock, just a lot of her stuff is the same as mine. Matter of fact, on some of her contests she's done lately and vinyl tags and stuff, I had some of the same stuff she had. So our minds are kind of running along the same direction there. Another is what is it? Oh, Jam on Vinyl. Mike, Jam on Vinyl. Great channel. He's fairly new to the VC. And Jeff McRockman. Both of those guys, drummers, and with me, you can see I'm a drummer too. So I always like seeing these other drummers and stuff, what they have to say. But I also want to give a shout out to some of the fellow Texas VCers. Loretta Rock Chica, great channel. Zach over Listen to Records. Chris over First Pressing Goodness. And Matt, and his channel is TXMATT2112. So TexMatt2112. And it seems like there's one or two other guys from Texas, and I'm just blank. I cannot remember who they were that were from Texas. If I could have remembered you, I'd have thrown you in there too. But just shout out to some of my fellow Texas BCers. Question 3, holes to fill in my collection. Man, as someone else said, I've got more holes to fill than I have albums now. I'd probably double my collection just filling holes that I would like to fill. But some of the ones I'm going to try to concentrate on this year is, as you all know, if you've watched any of my videos, here lately I've just really been into Randy Bachman stuff. So BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive. I want to get their first self-titled record and then their last 3 that were on vinyl. And then that will round out my BTO collection. I need to, told Brett, I was wanting to work on my Chicago collection. So that's another one area. Steve Miller Band. early stuff. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. All of these guys. Some Pink Floyd. That Wish You Were Here, that's only my third Pink Floyd record. I've got Wish You Were Here, Dark Side of the Moon, and Animals. And that's the only three I have. So I want to fill some of those holes I have. And then jazz. And like somebody, I can't remember who said it, said their collecting style is more of a shotgun it. You just go out there and see what's there. See what comes your way. And that's kind of my way. I don't go out specifically seeking and have my list of these are the ones I'm getting, and if I don't find them, oh well, I'm not buying any. Because I run across stuff that I would have never looked for. And when they're there, it's one of those deals. You got to take advantage of what's in front of you. And so that's what I've been doing. But I do look online and stuff for special ones, and I kind of watch prices. And if I find one at a really good deal, then I'll try to go for it and get a cheaper vinyl. Question number 4. Cheap album that's good. You may shake your heads on this one, but you can find this in Dollar Bin all day long. And I passed on this record I don't know how many times, but one day at an estate sale I saw this. If you notice, I do a bunch of estate sales. That's where I get a majority of my stuff. But I found this record, The Fifth Dimension, Aquarius, The Age of Aquarius. I got this just thinking, okay, the song Age of Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In. I thought, okay, I like those songs. I'm going to just get it. I put this thing on, and I like this record. It is that good 60s vibe to it. They do a cover of Cream's Sunshine of Your Love that's not too bad, but it's got more of that 60s groove other than the rockin' Cream version of it. But if you haven't spun this record all the way through, and all you know is those main songs that were the big hits, give it a try. I think you'll like it. It just really, really impressed me. Number 5, favorite side project. Well, my favorite side project I do not have on vinyl. Melinda Murphy showed this one, I think. Damn Yankees. Of course, I'm a Ted Nugent fan, so I just thought this was a great side project that these guys did. So love that one. But since this is vinyl tag, I'll show you the favorite one that I have on vinyl. Fela Ransom Kuti and Ginger Baker. Of course, me being a drummer, and the drum sounds in this are just so awesome. That African beat and everything, but great record. If you're not familiar with that one, check that one out too. That's another very good one. Song from artist that is uncharacteristic to their catalog. I'm going to go Van Halen. This is the first one popped in my head. I mean, you can look at the song tracks on this record. How they're just that driving hard rock. You Really Got Me, Jamie's Crying, Running with the Devil, Ain't Talking About Love, Little Dreamer, Feel Your Love Tonight, Atomic Punk, Eruption, all just rocking songs. Get after it. And then what do? They throw in this last song here, Ice Cream Man. You talking about a left turn out of nowhere. That song is, it makes it kind of funny for the album, gives you a change of pace for sure, but that is such a drastic change from the rest of the songs on this record. So, Ice Cream Man from Van Halen. Definitely not their norm. Um, last album purchased. This is not my last album purchased, but this is the last one I have received. This one's one I bought on eBay, but it's the last one I have put my hands on. And this is one of my grails. Noble Records contest he had asked us some of our grails, and this was one of them I showed. And I am so glad to finally get this one. I couldn't believe my luck. Long Branch Penny Whistle. Glenn Fry and J.D. Souther. Man, I was just so thrilled. I could not believe my luck. And great shape. I mean, all the corners are nice and clean. Gatefold on it is just, you still got the shine to it. And if you notice here, promo, not for sale. And it's on the Amos label. And right above here, promo, not for sale. So, and that record is in excellent shape. Looks like it's never been played. So, go along with my Eagles collection that I've been working on all this time. I mean, it's just, like I said, very, 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 very pleased to finally pick this one up. And the kicker on this one was, this record's been going for crazy money. Crazy money. And I got this probably on this eBay auction for probably a half to a third of what I've seen it going for on Discogs. So I just couldn't believe my luck there. So very, very pleased to get that, if you can't tell. Okay, great LP with a bad cover. This is a reissue. Now, I understand why they reissued. It's the censored version. Roxy Music, Country Life. The original version had the two basically naked ladies on it. And I understand why they censored it. I mean, sexploitation at its best right there. But it's a great record. But why didn't they just airbrush some clothes on those girls? Or something like that instead of just showing a bush? I thought that was the dumbest thing. But great record. But I don't know what they were thinking. Pretty crazy. Next question. Good cover, bad LP. This is one y'all may have seen me show before. Look at that cover. Nice jazz, world's greatest jazz band of Yank Lawson and Bob Haggart. I had high hopes for this. I mean, look at that cover. Those looks like a smooth jazz album to me. Just had a lot of hopes for it. And Project 3 label. This is terrible. You guys may like it. I didn't care for it. My hopes were here, and this record was down here. So, very, very disappointed in the way that one turned out. Blues LP. I do not have that many blues albums. But I do have this one. Billie Holiday. The Real Lady Days Sings the Blues. The real Billie Holiday story. Good record. Good. Glad I picked this one up. I need to work on, filling holes. There you go. I need to work on some of my blues collection because I do not have, I think I have this one, maybe one more blues record is all that I have that I would classify as true blues records. Earworm song. When I first heard this term, I'm not familiar with that term. But after watching several of the responses, I get it. That song that just gets you in your head and will not get out. This is one of them. Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll. I tell you, I hear that song and it's there. It's going to be there for a couple of days. And, you know, we always hear of the songs that people air guitar to or do the saxophone to. How many of us have never done the scream on I Love Rock and Roll? Honest now, who hasn't done it? We've all done it. Yep. I tell you, that's once it's there, it's there. Historically important artist. Okay. Nat King Cole. This guy, I just finished a book not too long ago. Nat King Cole, and it was by his wife. Great book. Kind of quick, easy read. I'd like to find another book that was more detailed. That one doesn't have, you know, like I said, it's very easy, just skims the basics. But Nat King Cole, and I've done some more watching of him and seen documentaries on him. He set the standards, or broke the barriers, I guess you could say. Here he was, a black man. A lot of times when he came and showed up at his concerts, the promoters didn't even know he was black. They thought he was a white man. And so when he had come in, he could stay on the stage area, but he couldn't even use the facilities there. He had to go somewhere else. He couldn't eat at the restaurants there. He couldn't stay at the casino motels and stuff. He had to go elsewhere. And his audiences were separated. He'd have two concerts, one for whites, one for blacks. He started merging that. He started getting, kind of putting his foot down, basically, and saying, hey, stop this, you know. He was the first black man to host his own radio show. He was the first black musician to appear on TV, if I remember correct. He was the first black man to host his own TV show. So he was a first in a lot of ways. They bought a house in a very upper class, privileged, high society neighborhood, and once people found out who was buying it, they wouldn't let him buy it. They wouldn't sell. And so he ended up having a friend of his buy the house, and then the friend turned around and sold it to him. And through that, then he got in there and even had the KKK come burn a cross on his front yard and everything, and had the neighborhood society, the neighborhood group, watch group, whatever, come to him. And they said, well, we just don't want any undesirables, was the term they used, in our neighborhood. And he goes, I agree with you. I don't want any undesirables either, and I'll be the first one to kick them out of here. So I thought that was a pretty neat way of saying, hey, I'm just as good as you. I'm the same as you. I don't want the undesirables either, and I'm not going to cause you problems. So, but he went a long way in breaking the color barrier in music. So definitely Nat King Cole. I had to go with him. He was so influential in that area. Album I own because of my parents. Growing up, every time this show came on TV, and it used to come on TV fairly rare. I remember watching it 4, 5, 6 times growing up. It would come on TV, and every time it came on, we made sure we sat and watched it. And it was a good movie. That Oklahoma. There's old Shirley Jones. End up being on the Partridge Family. But Oklahoma. Yep, that one's because of my parents. Good dollar bin finds. I got 2 of them. One, and I almost hate to say these because Dollar Bin Find makes me think I had to go to the record store. I don't go to record stores. My nearest record store of any decent size is 2 hours away. So I don't go to that store very often. It's usually the estate sales, thrift stores, the big box stores, if for new stuff. But so this one, I got this 13 cents. Place usually sold their records for 50 cents, and they were having a 75% off everything in the store at a thrift store one weekend. And so I picked up this Dave Brubeck, Jazz Goes to College. So I'd say that qualifies for a dollar bin. And then this one, Low Cost, was another one. This one I picked up at an estate sale for $1. So for an actual dollar, and you can see that shine on that, man. It is such a good shape, and the record is awesome. I mean, it's pristine. So there's my dollar finds. Let's see here. Where are we at? Favorite 2 LP set. This is another one of those that's going to kind of throw you guys for a curveball. There's so many great double albums out there, a lot of live double albums. But if I go with and look at the one I play the most, it's this one. Blue Oyster Cult Extraterrestrial Live. And I'll tell you why I play this one the most. If I've had a bad day at work, a rough day at work, a tense day at work, and just built up pressure and, just got to take out some relief or something or get an attitude change, I do one of two things. I'll put on some smooth, slow jazz, like some Coltrane or something, and just kick back, close my eyes, and try to relax, zen out, get everything out for a while. Or I put this on, put the headphones on, and get behind the drums and beat the snot out of them and take out my frustrations on the drums. So that's why I go with this one, because I play this one a lot. I know you're going to say, because this has got all the great hits on it. Godzilla, Burning for You, Roadhouse Blues, Joan Crawford, Don't Fear the Reaper. So I know, more cowbell. Yeah. So anyway, Blue Oyster Cult. I listen to that one a lot. Good record. Records we may have bought because of the VC. Well, this is one because of Headley, another fat bearded man talking about records. Talked about these guys, the Dillards. I didn't have a clue who the Dillards were until he, in one of his videos that he was doing on the kind of a history of country rock, and talked about the Dillards. And I ran across one of these and picked it up, and glad I did. Very good record. The Dillards. And another one, a couple of you guys have mentioned this, and I can't remember who, because it's been early on. It's a Beautiful Day. I had passed this record up, I don't know how many times, because I didn't know what it was. And finally, on watching the VC, a couple of you guys talked about how it's a good psych record, and man, you're right. I like this. This is very good. I'm going to have to look up the rest of their catalog. I think they got another one or two more records, and I'll definitely be trying to hunt those out. But very good. Glad. Definitely belongs in anybody's collection. So, 10-inch record. Okay, this one. Wildorado. Latigo. This record, it's actually an EP, I guess. It's 2 songs on each side. You can see the song listing there. But Wildorado, they open for Lindsey Buckingham and Christine McVie when I went and saw them in concert. And that's how I come across them, learning about them. And they were so good, I went down and bought this record. And just really glad. Brian, Shamrockin' Records, you would love this record, I think. It's kind of got that Irish feel to it. Some of the singing, the tones, the music and lyrics and stuff. Kind of that Van Morrison sound. I tell you, look them up. See if you can't find some of their stuff. Wildorado, very good band, very good. Show a 7-inch. I've got several 7-inches, so I had struggled with this one, and I don't know if it's my favorite 7-inch. It's one I used to listen to a lot, though. But let me pull it out of the bag here. It's kind of rough shape now, but Adam and the Ants, Stand and Deliver. Very good song, Stand and Deliver. If all you know of Adam Ant is Goody Two Shoes, go back and listen to this. This was an extra bonus that came in this record, Kings of the Wild Frontier. Check it out. Check this record out. This is punk, and that's what got me into Adam Ant. And I tell you, go back and check this stuff out. It was very good. I guess you call it punk pop, maybe, but this was very good. Stand and Deliver. I love that song. That's what got me into Adam Ant. And when he came out with Goody Two Shoes, that kind of ruined it for me with him. But not that it's a bad song, but it's just, that's another one of those that's complete opposite of this. Number 19, LP you fall asleep to. Well, I'm going to show you two. One I've shown many times, and I've told the story many a time. Marty Robbins, Gunfighter Ballads. Listen to this album. Growing up as a kid, my dad had this record. I was able to get the big box stereo system in my room because I was the one that always listened to the records. And I would go to bed at night with this record on. And so I fell asleep to this a million times. I tell you, this album is part of me. I listen to this so much, falling asleep to it. I don't anymore. But like I said, in the on the double album, another record I would put to relax me and I'd go to sleep to, Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. It relaxes me. This is one of those records that's just so soothing and smooth, and just very, very good record. I can see why everybody raves about it. Just excellent job. Last one. Favorite VC experience or advice? Well, I don't have an individual experience, I don't guess, because I haven't met up with anybody. I'm going to say the best experience I have is the camaraderie we have, the interaction, leaving comments, and I would suggest that to anybody that is going to do the videos. Leave comments, get interacting with people. So that, as far as advice, interact. Leave comments, make statements, do stuff that would interest you, and make comments to that person. They will appreciate it, and they'll comment back on your videos and stuff. But that would be my advice, and my favorite experience is the camaraderie, because if you're like me, and I know a bunch of you are, you don't have a lot of connection with people outside of the VC that are music record people. So we're kind of loners, I guess you'd want to call it, to that extent. And once we get through with that, we get to go out and we get to be a part with one another at this venue we call the VC. It's the way we get to talk to each other. We get to share our love, our passion for the records. So, yes, get out there. And as far as making a video, I've heard several other people make. Just do it. Just go out there and make it. You will learn as you go. You will get better as you go. I know my first videos were terrible. Not much worse than they are now. I know my videos aren't that great. I don't do the editing. I don't do all of the high-tech stuff. I get out there and I'm a click and go. I don't do editing. What you see is from start to finish what it is. So anyway, so that's my advice. If you want to do all that editing, great. I know some of you guys do, and I love watching it. But there's a bunch of you don't, and I like just seeing you, just the raw you out there showing it what it is. So anyway, that's it. You guys have a great one. I'm probably going to be doing 2 or 3 more videos here. So if you see more with me looking the same way, that's why. I'm going to catch up on video making. So you guys have a great one. Talk to you later.